Compliments of the season, beautiful people. Welcome to Gist Dish TV, your ultimate gist corner. If this is your first time here, you are warmly welcome. If you have been part of this family for a while, welcome home. Before we dive deep into today's unfolding drama, please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell as well, because stories like this do not end in one chapter. Trust me, you will want to stay connected. The Nollywood internet space woke up to fresh tension after what many initially assumed was a harmless statement from Maurice Sam. It was not an interview. It was not a formal announcement. It was a relaxed moment, casual in tone, almost effortless. Yet those few words were enough to set the entire entertainment space on edge. Maurice Sam reportedly mentioned having plans in America and referenced Sonia Uche in the same breath. No long explanation. No clarification. Just a passing statement. But in today's Nollywood ecosystem, where fans analyze everything down to punctuation, that was more than enough. Within minutes, screenshots began circulating. Voice notes followed. Clips were replayed repeatedly. Comment sections became heated battlegrounds. And just like that, a new wave of speculation was born. As expected, one name quickly resurfaced in the middle of the conversation, Bryan Okori. And the biggest question became unavoidable. Why was Bryan silent? To understand why this single statement carried so much weight, we need to step back and examine the larger picture. For weeks now, Sonia Uche has been at the center of non-stop attention. From movie releases to personal reflections, from subtle emotional posts to celebratory milestones, she has remained firmly in the public eye. Many fans believe Sonia is currently standing at a defining crossroads in her life. Not just professionally, but emotionally and personally as well. She appears to be in a phase of reassessment, growth, and intentional decision-making. And when a public figure enters that phase, every move becomes magnified. Every caption is interpreted. Every post is decoded. Every silence is questioned. Maurice Sam has not been far from this conversation. Over time, his name has frequently appeared alongside Sonia's, largely because of their undeniable on-screen chemistry. Viewers love watching them together. Their performances feel natural, convincing, and emotionally grounded. However, admiration for their professional chemistry gradually spilled into personal speculation. In today's digital culture, fans do not just consume content. They investigate it. They observe body language, analyze eye contact, track social media interactions, and draw conclusions from timing alone. So when Maurice casually linked America plans with Sonia's name, fans did not hear opportunity. They heard implication. According to those who caught the moment live or shortly after, Maurice was responding to a question about future projects and travel. In the process, he allegedly mentioned America and mentioned Sonia Uche. That single overlap of names and destination became the spark. Almost immediately, social media split into camps. One side firmly believed the statement was strictly professional. They argued that Nollywood is evolving, that international exposure is the next logical step for many actors, and that collaborations abroad are no longer unusual. To them, America represented growth, networking, and global reach. Nothing more. The other side was unconvinced. They questioned why Sonia was mentioned specifically. They questioned the timing. They questioned the delivery. They pointed out that Maurice understands how closely fans monitor his association with Sonia. From their perspective, the vagueness felt unnecessary and avoidable. This brings us to the first major discussion that dominated timelines. Was Maurice Sam simply speaking freely about professional plans, or did he knowingly leave space for speculation? Supporters of Maurice argued that public figures should not be forced to walk on eggshells. They believed that every sentence should not require pre-approval from public opinion. According to them, the real issue is the internet's tendency to overanalyze harmless remarks. Critics, however, argued that visibility comes with responsibility. In an industry as sensitive as Nollywood, words matter. They believed that clearer language could have prevented the chaos that followed. Some even suggested that ambiguity keeps relevance alive, whether intentional or not. As this debate intensified, attention gradually shifted to Bryan Okori. Bryan's name has been linked to Sonia Uche in the past, sometimes through rumors, sometimes through perceived closeness, and sometimes through pure fan imagination. Regardless of how those narratives began, his name had become part of the wider conversation around Sonia's personal life. This time, however, what caught fans' attention was not something Bryan said. It was what he did not say. He remained silent. No post. No indirect message. No reaction. Not even a subtle emoji. In a space where even silence is interpreted, his quietness became deafening. This led to the second major discussion. Does Bryan Okori's silence reflect maturity and dignity, or does it unintentionally validate existing rumors? Supporters of Bryan defended him strongly. They argued that responding to every rumor only feeds the fire. They emphasized that emotional maturity often looks like restraint. From this angle, Bryan's silence was not weakness but wisdom. A refusal to be dragged into narratives he did not create. Others saw it differently. They argued that silence, especially in Nollywood's highly interpretive environment, is rarely neutral. They believe that silence invites assumptions and allows others to control the narrative. To them, Bryan's quiet stance felt like avoidance, or worse, silent confirmation of stories fans already believed. While these debates raged, Sonia Uche herself remained composed. She did not issue any clarification. She did not confront rumors. She did not post explanations. Instead, she continued sharing work-related updates, reflective thoughts, and subtle affirmations about alignment, growth, and purpose. Naturally, fans connected the dots. One particular post about alignment and next-level decisions became a focal point. Some fans interpreted it as a response to the America conversation. Others believed it was a general reflection unrelated to the drama. In the age of social media, coincidence rarely survives public scrutiny. Maurice Sam, on his part, appeared largely unbothered. If anything, he seemed relaxed. Supporters interpreted this as confidence and authenticity. Critics saw it as carelessness or even enjoyment of attention. Still, even his critics admitted that Maurice has a way of commanding attention effortlessly. As hours turned into a full day, Nollywood blogs jumped in. Headlines grew more dramatic. Words like shock, bombshell, secret plans, and revelation flooded timelines. Each blog added its own interpretation, further blurring the line between fact and assumption. Industry insiders weighed in subtly. Some hinted that international collaborations are becoming more frequent. Others noted that personal and professional lives often overlap in entertainment spaces. A few reminded fans that actors traveling together for projects is not unusual. Fans, meanwhile, began digging into archives. Old interviews resurfaced. Past statements from Sonia about independence and choosing peace were replayed. Old clips of Maurice discussing loyalty and partnership were reanalyzed. Even Bryan's previous post about timing and destiny were dragged back into conversation. At this point, the story had grown far beyond a casual statement. It became a larger conversation about ambition, boundaries, silence, loyalty, and the pressure of navigating fame in a digital age. Interestingly, many fans began calling for calm. They reminded others that celebrities are human beings, not characters in a script. They urged people to stop turning incomplete information into conclusions. They emphasized that respect should not disappear simply because someone is famous. As night fell, the conversation shifted again. Instead of focusing solely on relationships, fans began discussing what this moment could mean for Nollywood's future. Would international exposure elevate the industry or drain it of talent? Could this mark a new era of global visibility? Sonia Uche's name trended again, now alongside words like growth, global, and next chapter. Many fans expressed pride in her consistency and discipline. Others reminded people not to overshadow her achievements with speculation. Maurice Sam received mixed reactions. Praise for his openness. Criticism for his vagueness. Advice to be more cautious. Bryan Okori's silence remained the biggest mystery. In the end, one truth stands firm. Much of what circulates online is built on interpretation, not confirmation. Discussion is natural. Debate is inevitable. But balance and empathy remain essential. Before we wrap up, remember this. Change always makes noise. Whether these America plans are purely professional, personal, or a mix of both, they represent movement and ambition. And ambition, especially in the public eye, rarely goes unnoticed. Now it is your turn. What do you think? Are fans reading too much into Maurice Sam's statement, or was the reaction justified? Is Bryan Okori's silence a sign of maturity, or does it invite speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and let us talk respectfully. If you enjoyed this gist, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Gist Dish TV. Your support keeps this platform growing. Turn on notifications so you do not miss the next update. Until next time, stay blessed, stay curious, and remember, on Gist Dish TV, today's whisper can become tomorrow's headline.